Okay guys, so this is a quickie. So I've put out 3 videos with Parnell, and people were sort of Parnell Johnson. He's this genius when it comes to muscle and bone physiology, and he's amazing, and kinesiology and biomechanics and all this kind of stuff, and older gentleman who's just awesome. So I just put out 3 videos, so look for his videos, Parnell Johnson. But I wanted to just kind of recap the scenario. People are like, I can't hear you, we were on the street. Well, I just grabbed him and we did it on the fly, and so I will do more videos with Parnell explaining more in depth about the muscle and skeletal system, which is quite fascinating. We were talking about, lordotic, anterior pelvic tilt, all of these positions that women or men tend to, because they do not learn how to develop the plumb line from the head to the ear to the shoulder all the way down. People don't hold a proper posture. So if they were to stand against the wall, you could see that their shoulders are pronated forward and they're always standing like this. So if you were to put your head against the wall, your head would dip back, because if your shoulders are pronated, you can't keep your neck straight. If the plumb line is straight, then your head, everything is straight. So when people do exercises, or when they're doing the ab crunches, they're too, their pelvic is too overly tilted, and then when they're crunching, they're not actually getting deep contractions within the abdominal wall. And so he was explaining that, people were saying on the comments, well, what were they saying about something about pregnant women, and you can't spot reduce. The video wasn't about spot reducing. The video was about learning how to strengthen that wall, because women tend to tear their abdominal wall when the baby grows too fast, and those muscles can grow back together. But if you're always sitting in this lordotic or this pelvic tilt, you won't be able to activate those core muscles to even tighten them or grow that muscle back together. Right? It's tissue. It can grow back together, guys. It's very interesting when we're talking about doing a bench press and not locking out the shoulders or locking anything, even with a squat, right? Because then you're not getting constant contraction with the actin and the myosin, and you want constant contraction, right? So if you lock it out, you're not getting that tight, deep contraction that creates the blister and the scarring, then creates that dense muscle. So a lot of the stuff that we do is wrong, and people were asking if Parnell was keto. He's not keto. He's just a really fascinating, interesting person that I'm learning a lot from, and I'm incorporating his understanding of the body and the muscular and the skeletal system together with keto. Because when you work out in the very beginning, when you're trying to adapt, you really have to be careful not to get your heart rate and your blood pressure too high, because people's adrenals are overstimulated. So I tend to ramp down people's workouts when they first try keto, in hopes to get their blood glucose down and their ketones up and not create an inflammatory system. If you have issues going on in your body like leaky gut, and you train to failure, and you're trying to adapt, which a lot of these bodybuilders are doing, a lot of them have gut dysbiosis, right? This big, huge tortoiseshell gut, and they're stuffing food in their gullet, and they become hyper constipated. Their stomach's all pushed out. I'm just trying to explain to people in the beginning, you got to have motility. You've got to have food get through you guys, right? We got to have good gut motility and good gut flora. You want to protect your adrenals by going to bed early and to not work out in the evening. You don't want to train to failure, because that's going to raise cortisol. And then once you slowly adapt, you can actually start to intensify your workouts. But just in the beginning, you want to give, I'm doing a second video with more sirens. It's like non-stop sirens. And that's cortisol. The firemen who do that have a lot of cortisol. The people who are ill, we're fracked up these days. I'm not gonna lie. So when it comes to not locking out the joint in a chest press, so you can have constant muscle contraction, right? Which means you probably have to lower that weight, right? That load on the muscle, because you don't want the load on the joint, because that's really what you're doing, is you're stressing the joint and not the muscle. So I'm going to incorporate these concepts into the workouts. I'm going to start to create workouts for people who follow me, more videos. It's hard to do everything. I'm trying to learn about the keto and the nutrition, all these illnesses, but then there's that whole untapped world about the physical part, right? Or the mind to body connection. A lot of my works out are calisthenic. Now I do start with a 30-minute resistance training, standing with dumbbells, because I really want to use my core muscles as I stand. I'll use pin loading or plate loading machines for my knee, because as you guys know, I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee because I used to be a pro skateboarder, so I cannot run, jump, lunge, or squat, yet somehow I've been able to build muscle from head to toe. So when it comes to also working with people who need more therapeutic exercises, especially those knees, once you damage those knees, since I've had 10 surgeries, you're really in a comparable position to feel like there's nothing you can do. And you need those large muscle groups to get lean. As you guys can see, I've used ketogenesis as a way to get lean. 8 years, no free refeeds on the ketogenic diet, and I will be 50 next year, which is what I explain in every video, so there ain't no hiding it. It's on the internet, the age. But that's okay, because I really enjoy what I do. It's awesome, and I have the ability to learn from you guys and then share what I learned to even a broader audience. So stay tuned, more workouts to come. I might even add them onto my website. I'm definitely talking in Sweden October 1st, so be looking for that announcement on my website for those who live in Sweden to purchase the tickets to be able to go to the talk where I'm going to go into everything. So Sweden is a country that does a lot of low carb, high fat. They don't really understand ketogenesis, and I'm going to break it down and connect those dots. So if you guys want to learn more on how to do the ketogenic diet and now how to incorporate ketogenesis into your workouts, go to stephanieperson.com. Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, which is the business with quotations. Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram. Steph the Business on my Instagram. No, Periscope, where you guys can talk to me live, and I do live broadcasts. I'm about to get up out of here. All right, so peace out. Be looking for more, and mwah, mwah, mwah. Yeah.